Welcome to Making Core Memories. Back in August this year, 2024, Cinemark had a special marathon where they ran movies for $5. And they had a bunch of different anniversaries that they were celebrating. So we grabbed our tickets for a few of them, and we enjoyed almost a week-long event with Cinemark at 3 different theaters in 3 different casinos. Yes, Vegas has theaters in their casinos. So we went to a bunch of movies and had a bunch of snacks and great seats, but did it on a little bit of a budget. So join us as we go back to 1984. And at the end of this, I am going to interview my teens to see what they thought of the original movies that they've only seen the remakes to. One of them they actually thought was the original movie. Hate to tell ya, I'm a bad mom though. Who does that? Doesn't show their kids original movies. Oh my goodness. So stay tuned to see what 2 teens think about going back to 1984. The first movie took us to the Orleans Hotel and Casino. This one's on Tropicana Ave, not too far from the Las Vegas Strip. It's an older property, but it has a lot to offer. It has an arena area where they hold concerts. It has the theater, and then it also has a kids area upstairs next to the theater. This one we got tickets for the D-box seats, which means that the seats recline. They're also heated and super, super comfy. So we grabbed our snacks, got all situated and comfy to watch a movie that I made my daughter watch before she started to watch a series called Cobra Kai. We watched The Karate Kid. That way she knew where it was coming from. The second movie took us to Santa Fe Station Hotel and Casino, which is on North Rancho Drive. This one again is one of the older casinos, a little bit away from the Las Vegas Strip, but it also has a lot to offer, including the Brass Fork, which has amazing food and huge portions. So the Century Theaters again has Kids Quest next to it, and their decor is just impeccable. Again, we got the D-box seats, so we grabbed our snacks. Yes, we put M&Ms in our popcorn. And we sat back and watched a movie I hadn't seen in ages. But I didn't know that it was fashioned after a Warner Brothers movie, which is Falling Hair, so we saw Gremlins. The next movie took us to the Suncoast Hotel and Casino, which is in the Summerlin area, a bit a ways from the Strip on Alta Drive. But this property is amazing. It has amazing amenities inside as well as outside of the casino. It is very handicap friendly from the parking lot. And again, of course, we had to do the D-box seats. But the Suncoast Hotel and Casino has a little table that is attached to the seats that comes out. So you have a little tray in front of you for your snacks while you relax in heated seats, even though it was still in the hundreds in Vegas. But it was comfy. And this movie was one that both of my kids had seen the remakes to. but we watched Ghostbusters. And the last movie took us back to Santa Fe Station. Which this one does have a lot of many amenities inside also. It does have a new dance hall in there that is a country bar dance place. I'm blanking on the name of it right now. But again, we just love the decor of this theater. And this was a movie that my son had seen me watch the version that was from 2011. It was the remake, but he had no idea that it had an original movie to it, and fell in love with both soundtracks to both movies. But you cannot tell me that watching this opening, you're not hearing the soundtrack to it. Because this has got to be one of the best theme songs to a movie ever. Okay, so teen number 1, the youngest one. Well, she's actually teen number 2, the youngest one. So, the first movie we saw in back to 1984 was The Karate Kid. What did you think of that one?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
So, are you glad that we watched that one before we started watching Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Because if you just would have watched Cobra Kai,
I wouldn't know anybody.
You wouldn't understand.
The bonsai.
Yes, you wouldn't understand any of it, right?
No.
Okay. So then the second one was Gremlins?
Yes.
I believe. And have you seen that Warner Brothers cartoon?
No.
That was afterwards?
No.
Okay. I'd seen the cartoon, but I never knew that that's what the movie was based on. But what did you think of Gremlins?
I really liked it.
Did you?
I like Gizmo a lot.
And what did you think of the filming and the way that they used the puppets and such?
I liked it. It was good for being...
Even though it's not like CGI and all that stuff like they use now?
I don't like it when it's CGI. It's scarier when it's CGI.
So you actually liked them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what was your favorite part? You can say it.
Gizmo caca.
Gizmo caca. Okay. So Gremlins was a winner. And then Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I've seen it before. I don't remember much of it, but I've seen it before.
You've seen the original one?
Yeah.
Have you seen the remakes of it?
Only the female one.
The female one?
Yeah.
And did you like that one, or?
I liked the original one.
The original. And again, what did you think of the filming of it?
It was good. That CGI wasn't as bad.
No? So like the Stay Puft and...
He's cute.
and the ghosts and the goo, that was all okie dokie?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yay. I'm glad that I actually got the tickets to this then. Because to me, these movies are classics and my favorite. And I go back to them all the time. But I don't remember ever showing you guys on purpose these movies. So, and then lastly, what about Footloose?
I really liked it.
Did you?
I didn't expect to like it.
Have you seen the remake to it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah. So, and what did you think of the soundtrack?
I liked it. It was a good soundtrack.
It's a good soundtrack. Did you add it to your playlists?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Some of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And all in all, of the 4 movies that we watched, which was your favorite?
Gremlins.
Gremlins?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Sophia.
You're welcome.
Okay, so interview with child number 2, or the firstborn
Yeah.
child. So we went and saw back to 1984 marathon, which the first one was Karate Kid. So what did you think about Karate Kid?
I've seen it like around, but I've never just considered watching it. So that was my first time ever fully watching it, and I can definitely see why it's a class, like why a lot of people love it.
Why it's a classic
Yeah,
now.
it's got such a charm to it with the casting.
Good.
So yeah,
So I'm not crazy for loving it.
no,
Have you watched any of the Cobra Kai the series?
no,
No?
no,
Okay. Well, I asked your sister the same thing, and that's why I had her watch it, is because we watched Cobra Kai.
uh-huh,
Otherwise it wouldn't make sense to her.
yeah.
So, and then we saw the second one was Gremlins. What did you think of Gremlins?
I've really, now that I think about it, I've only seen the second one
Okay.
because I remember having nightmares about the scene where Gizmo goes through the duplication in the office.
Oh, okay.
But and that whole thing of the gremlins duplicating with the skin bubbling always weirded me out. But seeing that one, I think I prefer that one over the second one.
And being 19 and, seeing how movies are made now, I was afraid of taking you to the theater and seeing this and you guys being like, oh my God, why do you guys like this? Because of the difference
Yeah.
of puppets to CGI. So what did you think of?
I honestly still like the Muppets, so I preferred the CGI or not the CGI, the puppets. I preferred seeing the puppets.
Okay.
And like the little the obviously remote control car with a small gizmo figure strapped to it. But yeah, I preferred seeing the puppets over CGI with that.
And had you seen the Falling Hair, the Warner Brothers cartoon? Had you seen that before?
No. No. I've never even knew that existed in the first place. So it was cool to see where that whole thing of Gremlins came from. It was kind of almost propaganda for just military pilots back in the day.
Right.
Negligent.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite part from Gremlin?
I can't even.
Your sister said Gizmo Caca.
Yeah. Just most of the parts of Gizmo.
Oh, and did you notice until I pointed it out that the scene towards the end where all of the gremlins are out in the town square, did you notice that is actually the Back to the Future set also?
I did not notice that until you did point that out, because we have seen Back to the Future a couple times.
Right.
I've seen the whole thing about the whole trilogy about 3 times now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I never noticed that until you pointed it out. But now it's such a
now you
obvious, yeah, it's such an obvious thing to see now.
Yeah. So then the next movie was Ghostbusters.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right.
It was Ghostbusters. And what was your thought on Ghostbusters?
I've always liked Ghostbusters. Like the original 2 movies have always been such a staple to not just horror, but kid-friendly horror.
Right.
And it's such a good way to get introduced to the whole thing of ghosts and all that. And I think it's a good movie. There are some scenes where it's well, that wouldn't fly today.
Right.
But some of it's just most of the movie is just incredible though.
And what did you think about the filming quality?
The age of the movie shows, but I don't think it makes it bad at all. I think it still like I said with Karate Kid, it adds a charm with the casting and the quality of content in the movie.
Right. So the Stay Puff and the ghosts and slime, Slimer and all that. It again was one of those that I was like, oh, my kids are going to look at this and laugh. Why did you guys even watch this or love this? Why is this a cult classic? But
No, I've always gotten why Ghostbusters was a cult classic, and it's just been such a staple to Halloween people.
Right. Have you seen any of the remakes?
I did see the first one.
The first one.
Well, by remakes, I'm assuming you're talking about the new one with like the kids.
Yes.
I haven't seen any of those.
Okay. And not the ones with the females?
I saw the one with the ladies.
Okay.
Which I kind of liked that, but I don't think anything will ever shadow the original two.
Perfect. And then the last one was Footloose. And that was one that I've watched, the one that was made in 2011. I've watched that like on HBO and stuff like that. But did you what were your thoughts of seeing the second one to watching the original?
Can't really say much about the second one.
Okay.
Against the original.
Okay.
The original I like the soundtrack for both, but I would say with the original, it just like I've been saying, it's just such a big staple to movies that have followed that rule of like random dancing and music and all that.
Right. It's not like like they're singing in the streets for no reason.
Yeah, no.
This is actually...
It's like genuinely, it gives a reason why music is playing in most scenes, because it's like, oh, somebody brought a boombox or there's a record player there.
And I didn't ask your sister, but what is your feeling about it being somewhat of a true story in the fact that there are some places that they're not allowed to have dances and such?
It caught me off guard that it was slightly a true story, that it had some true connections, but I think overall it kind of shines a light on that stuff.
Right.
And like the movie said, it's just dancing. It's not like all the other stuff like drinking and drugs.
Exactly.
It's literally just a dance.
It's about the music.
Yeah. It's about the music of the dance.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your opinion.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
of course.
Did you have a good time?
I did. I enjoyed seeing all of them. I didn't expect... I think Footloose was the one that I didn't expect to go to.
Right.
But that one I actually ended up being like my second favorite other than Ghostbusters.
Yay! Perfect. Thank you. So we all went to see back to 1984, and I already interviewed the kids about what they thought of the original movies for the 40th anniversary.
Correct.
So it is now your turn to be interviewed. And while she does not like to be on camera,
No.
I could still get your thoughts. So the first one that we saw was The Karate Kid. And I don't remember seeing any of these movies in the theater when they originally came out. Do you remember if we saw them?
I'm not sure. Not sure on Karate Kid, or if we saw them at home.
I think most of them we saw at home, didn't we? Like we rented the movies, didn't we?
Yes, because in 1984, we were in our process of moving back to Nebraska. Your brother was only 3.
Right.
And so we wouldn't have went to the theater. So most of those movies we saw either on VHS.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what, okay, so let's start with Karate Kid. What was your thought of seeing it in the theater?
Oh, it had been so long since I had seen it. To see it in the theater on big screen, it was just almost like brand new. You notice different clothing or items, the cars, the vehicles. It was just a much more personal viewing of it than viewing it at home on a TV.
Right? I don't know why movies seem so much better on big screen.
They do. They really do. It seems like you're more involved in them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So then the second one we saw was Gremlins. And I've asked the kids if they knew that Gremlins was based on the Warner Brothers cartoon. Had you seen that cartoon before?
No, I had not.
Wow.
And I had not seen Gremlins before we went to the theater to see that.
Oh, so you hadn't seen it?
No.
The original, when it first came out, you hadn't seen it before at
I
all?
had not at all, not at home. No.
Wow.
It was a little bit too vivid for me.
I asked the kids what they thought about like the recording of it being puppets instead of CGI, and they actually still appreciated the puppets instead of it being,
Yeah, yeah,
CGI.
yeah, yeah. But it was just it was a movie that I don't think I cared for. That's why I never saw it. Cared for it to begin with. Just the name, the title, the idea.
Okay.
It was just out of
Even
but
Gizmo?
even Gizmo, but yeah, it was fun seeing it for the first time in the theater. I don't think I would have appreciated it at home.
At home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the third one was Ghostbusters.
Oh, I loved seeing that, and that one was one we saw at home also during that era. Um, we might have seen it with our neighbors or something like that, but it was enjoyable. There was a lot that I had missed watching it on TV.
Have you seen any of the remakes of it?
No,
No?
no.
I
So
haven't either. Like, I haven't watched the one with the kids or the females. I haven't seen any of them, which is something that I should probably do since
oh, you could, but Ghostbusters, an original movie, when you see it when it comes out, or you see it like we did 40 years later, or whatever, how many years later, to see the original movie, it's just so much better. I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying to tell. You can cut this out, but to see the original movie on a big screen brings you back to that era of your life and you were younger. Oh, especially my age, you're younger, and you think about what the world was like at that time. It's just really different.
right?
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
different.
And then the last one that we saw is by far one of your favorite all times, and I know that you've seen it many times at home. It is one of our go-to feel-good movies, Footloose.
Oh, yes.
So, how did you like seeing it in the theater?
That just really, seeing it in theater really brought back youth to me to watch it in the theater, and my feet wanted to dance with them while we're sitting in the seats, and the awkward farm boy, he was just my favorite, and it was just to see it on theater. You need to go.
Yeah.
If it comes, you need to see it.
Have you seen the one that was filmed in 2011? The remake?
I did, and if I'm remembering right, I didn't enjoy it as much. The characters were different, or the plot was. I don't know. It didn't have the pizzazz as the first one,
Yeah.
and to see the first one again was just so. It was just exciting. It
So
was nice.
a must see in the theater.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your opinion. And
Okay.
thank you for being our movie buddy. We had fun.
Oh, we did have fun. We did have
We had
fun.
a
Yeah.
good time.
We ate a lot of food.
We did. We ate a lot.
Yeah.
We ate a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for hanging around with us. I know this was a long one, but we had a lot to get through. And I really liked hearing what everybody thought, what everybody's opinion was of movies that were classics or that are classics, but were staples when I was younger. My kids' opinions are amazing. And I hope when they look back on this video, they remember how much fun we had going to the movie and them seeing it for the first time, but them being able to watch me and my mom react to movies that I pretty much grew up with. So, in the comments, let me know which is your favorite, or is it all four? In the next video, we have another movie anniversary to celebrate. Hope to see you then. Good night.